The Battle of Binh Ba, or Operation Hammer, was fought over 2 days in early June 1969. A combined operation, it brought together soldiers from 5 RAR, Centurion tanks from the 1st Armoured Regiment, APCs from the 3rd Cavalry Regiment, engineers, artillery support, observation aircraft, helicopter gunships, and South Vietnamese troops. Early in the morning of the 6th of June, an Australian tank and an armoured recovery vehicle had been fired on by a rocket-propelled grenade from a house as they passed through the village of Binh Ba, about 5 kilometres north of the 1st Australian Task Force base at Nui Dat. D Company, 5 RAR, the Task Force's Ready Reaction Force, was sent to clear the village. By 10:30 a.m, they'd assembled just south of Binh Ba, awaiting approval from the local district chief to enter the village. Extensive efforts were made to clear the area of civilians. Accompanied by the district chief, Lieutenant Colonel Colin Khan, the 5 RAR commander, flew over the village in a helicopter, broadcasting in Vietnamese the warning of an imminent attack. The Australians began entering Binh Ba at around 11:20. They immediately came under heavy fire from enemy soldiers of the 1st Battalion, 33rd NVA Regiment and local Viet Cong forces. Determined and courageous, the enemy soldiers kept under cover, firing from doorways and windows, then jumping into the underground bunkers the villagers had built to protect themselves against attack. The Australians quickly developed a successful tactic. When fired on, the infantry would return fire until a tank could move into position. The tank then blew a hole in the wall of the house, fired a canister round through the hole, all the while spraying the area with machine gun fire. The soldiers then cleared the house room by room, throwing grenades into the tunnels. This led to many face-to-face confrontations. The tanks proved invaluable. Without them, the men on the ground would have suffered far greater casualties. Around 7:30 p.m, after 8 hours of continual contact, the fighting ended. It resumed at first light the next day. Further sweeps of the village were made, with more enemy killed and some taken prisoner. Fighting also took place in a nearby rubber factory. By the end of the day, most of the enemy were either dead or had withdrawn. Casualties were heavy. Up to 130 enemy were estimated killed and 8 were taken prisoner. Substantial amounts of enemy weapons, ammunition, supplies and documents were captured. The Australians recorded 1 death, an infantryman, and 8 wounded, most of whom were from the crews of the 2 damaged Centurions. Soon afterwards, in a related operation, the enemy suffered further heavy losses, this time at the hands of 6 RAR. Binh Ba was one of the major engagements fought by the Australians in Vietnam, and one of the few big battles to be fought in an urban setting, something the Australians generally tried to avoid.